The Afghan war logs released by Wikileaks highlights United States concerns about Pakistan's intelligence service being in cahoots with the Taliban. Pakistan's ambassador to the United States addressed that issue earlier on CNN. Watch.
We all know that the Pakistani military, the Pakistani intelligence service, they are losing men as they fight alongside the Americans. It wouldn't make sense for us to help the Taliban, who are killing our own soldiers and our own intelligence officers.
Before I ask about secrecy, Peter, doesn't that make sense?
Well, certainly, more Pakistani soldiers have been killed in action against the Taliban than U.S. and NATO countries combined. So, both of these things are true. I mean, elements of the Pakistani intelligence service have been supporting elements of the Taliban, but also the Pakistani military is fighting the Taliban. So, unfortunately, both of those things are simultaneously true, which is confusing, but life is confusing.
They're contradictory.
They're not necessarily contradictory. I mean, Pakistan is a very complex country. And, the Pakistani military has done very large-scale operations in Waziristan and SWAT and handed military defeats of the Taliban. At the same time, they know that the Americans are leaving, and Pakistan's going to be attached to Afghanistan for quite some period of time, and they want to influence the future of Afghanistan by keeping certain Taliban elements on the table as for the post-American Afghanistan.
Back to secrecy. Michael, what should be secret? Many complain that your story shouldn't have been told. What should be secret in times of conflict?
Well, I think clearly there are operational details that as a reporter you would never report that are going to actually put U.S. troops in harm's way. But I think, unfortunately, the government has a tendency to classify things not to prevent Americans being in harm's way, but to prevent embarrassment for themselves. And I think that's the major issue here. But obviously there's top secret things, operations going on, missions that you'd never want to reveal, at least not while it's happening.
You agree, Daniel? Certain secret things are secret.
I agree that there are things that should be kept secret. I think it was mistaken, wrong for the Bush administration to reveal the name of Valerie Plame, the covert operator who was working against proliferation, doing work that required secrecy, and just to punish her husband for telling the truth, to put her name out was a mistake. I think it was wrong to reveal that we were listening in on Osama bin Laden's communications. I believe Senator Shelby of Alabama was a factor in that. I think it was wrong for Condoleezza Rice to confirm that we had a mole high up next to Osama bin Laden. Not very good for that double agent's health. So there are a lot of things that should be secret. And it could be that some of these things that are yet to come out. It could be that we haven't seen them yet, but there could be things in there that I would agree and that others would say shouldn't have been put out, but that remains to be seen. The fact is that when it comes to the judgment as to what should be secret and what should not be secret, Julian Assange's judgment has been pretty good so far. I don't think he's made any mistakes that I've seen so far, as in that video of the Apache helicopter that they kept wrongly secret for years. And I don't give the benefit of the doubt to the people in the government who decided to keep that video secret and to keep these cables secret, these reports secret.
Peter, as a journalist, are you comfortable with how WikiLeaks operates?
Yeah, I mean, they do seem to be acting responsibly. But just to, this whole discussion of secrecy, there are according to the Washington Post's recent excellent investigation, there are 800,000 Americans with top secret clearances. The real problem here is this overclassification of everything. It's not just simply the impulse to kind of hide things, but it's also just the bureaucratic impulse to make everything secret. And the real takeaway from all this, you've got 92,000 secret documents with almost nothing of any real value in it. Nothing about the location of Osama bin Laden, nothing about the location of Mullah Omar. A lot of hearsay about maybe the Taliban going to North Korea to buy weapons, which is clearly on its face nonsensical. And my takeaway from all this is that how little really interesting information there was in all this.
Peter is...
But it also raises the question why it was so urgent to keep it secret.
Michael, is the administration overreacting? Michael?
Well, I think they have. I think there must be this sense. In fact, I know there is this sense that the war is sort of unraveling before their eyes. It's been a very difficult summer for them. It's been a very difficult summer for NATO troops in Afghanistan. So I think they feel the need to respond to this. Obviously, there's serious issues within their own, within the Department of Defense or the Army. The fact that individuals were able to leak, 92,000 documents that were supposed to be secret. So clearly they have legitimate concerns there. But yeah, I think the sort of attacks on the founder of WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, were probably uncalled for. But I think they clearly needed to respond somehow.
Michael and Daniel remain. Peter, thanks for joining us. And when we come back, General Wesley Clark and Anthony Schaefer will join us. Don't go away.